Welcome back to Wizard Supercoach. I'm still here, only just, after another pretty bad week. It's getting really hard to keep interest in this game, to be honest. And yeah, I don't know how much longer I'll be making the videos for, to be honest. It's just everything I do in this game seems to backfire. Like, bring in Rankin this week and he suddenly gets hardly any CVAs. So, it's just things like that. It makes it really hard to enjoy. Kind of screwed up at the start with ruck selections and stuff, and it's hard to get out of it now. But, that's all right. We learn from this year, and next year hopefully we'll be okay. But yeah, it's hard to keep enthusiasm, as I said. So we'll look at the team. I really don't know where it's going wrong, to be honest. Still got one boost and 20 trades to go. Not sure what I'm going to do this week yet. But yeah, we'll run through the team and then maybe talk about that later. So 116 from Whitfield, I'm actually pretty happy with that, given that he played at Alphabet Stadium at Geelong there, and it's notoriously hard for halfbacks to score on that oval, just given how skinny it is and stuff. So yeah, a 116 is fine. I was expecting like a 80 or a 90 or something like that. So really good. She's a 101. He's kind of like neither here nor there, I guess. Like he's doing all right, but he's not where we thought he'd be, which is frustrating given that I started him for a fair bit more than what he costs now. But yeah, I think he's back on track, so that's a good thing. And speaking of back on track, Zorko 166. Yeah, huge score. Was enjoying that, but I don't know. I got some pretty big scores this week, and it just didn't seem to add up to much. Yeah, who knows? Who knows what goes wrong? But anyway, yeah, the Zorko one's really good. It's been frustrating owning him for the last month or so, just trotting out like real mediocre scores, a couple of low ones. But he proved like it's not the age that's the problem. It's just a few other things, I think. And Clark 146. So last week he had that low score. We thought he had the really high floor, and he kind of disproved that, but he kind of disproved the other myth about him, is that he has no ceiling. So yeah, 146, absolutely stoked with that. So the defense really didn't do too bad. Like, I'd say they're my four proper primos. Roberts, he's kind of in between, and Bice, well, he's dropped off, but yeah, 72 from Roberts. He had a much better dream team score, so not too worried about him, but I don't think he's a keeper. And Bice, yeah, he may have to go this week. I'm not sure. I think Bice and Power Pepper. There's other problems though. Like, I need to get that last the M8 spot there fixed up, because that cost me this week. Pryor with a 93 was stuck on the bench. As usual, the rookie roulette just slaps you in the face. I'm sure you're all used to that, although apparently 20-something thousand a year are ahead of me, so obviously not. Carroll didn't play. There's a good chance he plays this week. I read something about him. I think he didn't play VFL or something, because Carlton have a 5-day turnaround, so he's expected to come back next week. And Brayshaw. So I actually nailed my captain or my VC this week, and still couldn't get ahead. Now, this is the thing that I can't work out with this team. I keep upgrading every week, and I nailed my captain score this week, and yet it seems like my overall score, I can't really break out of like the 2300s. It's like you keep upgrading, but the score's not getting any bigger. That's the frustrating thing. So I see most people scoring like 2500s and stuff. I know they've got Gorn and Cherry, but yeah, I'm not really sure what's really letting it down here. Well, outside of the ruck, I should say, anyway. So yeah, Brayshaw 154 was great. Had to take that. Obviously, Cherry blew that one out of the water, but still happy with that. And I see Brayshaw was rested from training today, so hopefully it's not going to be for the week. Who have Fremantle got? GWS. No way. I can't see them resting him against the Giants. I think it's just a training thing. Lockie Neal 81, that one hurts. I bought him in last week and he got a good score, but then he's straight back to this shit, really. Like, for a player like him, it's not what you're paying up for, so people will probably get him cheaper now, which really hurts. I guess it's offset a bit by Dacos having a quiet last 2 weeks. And I know I'm not in a position to say anything really with my rank, but it was funny a couple of weeks ago after Dacos got the 170. So many people were saying he goes 130 average from here. Can't see him going anything below. Well, yeah, Dacos is that kind of player, I guess, where he needs things to go his way. He needs a ton of the ball. But I'm not bagging him at all. He's a great pick. But if you actually have a look where he's at, like with his average and stuff, I think he's like M15 or something like that. So, yeah, it's not... Or maybe he's 15th overall. Even still, for that price, like... Yeah, he's a bit up and down. I don't know why. Hopefully, as he gets older, he'll sort it out. But, yeah, at least that kind of went my way. But then again, not really, because Neil was no better. So as I said, I bought in Rankin, the 97 there. That's all right. I'm not unhappy with his score, but just going forward, like it looks like, you know, he lost a lot of the CBAs this week. I hope that's not an ongoing thing, and it's just my luck. You know, you bring him in. Same as with Dunkley. I bought Dunkley in, and then a few weeks later, he's out to a wing. I know he's back there now, like he scored the 139 on the weekend, but I don't know. It's just any player I pick seems to be cursed. So yeah, not displeased with Rankin or Dunkley this week. Dunkley was huge. Then again, it was only North, so yeah. Still that 114 average though. I discussed it in pre-season how he's good for like a 115 or whatever, and yeah, he's doing it again, so I'm pretty happy with that. Dawson 78 is a disaster. He was tagged. Oh God, like what did he get the week before? Like 150 or something, and then backs it up with this. It's just, look, all these midfielders here, I can't get consistent scores out of any of them except Brayshaw. He's only had the one down week. Normally your midfield is like, you know, you can rely on them for at least a ton. That's what I aim for. If they get a ton, I'm happy. But this year is just so up and down. I don't understand why. Like, is it taggers? Or I know in Dawson's case this was, but then other weeks it's disposal efficiency. You know, it's just, if it's not one thing, it's another. And there's not many mids that are just like consistently doing it this year. And unfortunately, the ones that are, they're kind of out of reach at the moment. So, yeah, I guess maybe I should have abandoned the value play and gone for those higher priced ones. But live and learn, I guess. Chera 83, so he's just about done. Like, he's running out of legs. He has to start games really fast and get a big score because, you know, he doesn't finish them well. And he did it again on the weekend. It's becoming a problem, though. Like, he's not even getting the really fast starts anymore. So, maybe he's one to move on for one of those, like, Ubers, like a Bont or a Butters. Dacos will probably be cheaper, but I think he's got a little bit before he bottoms out. But, yeah, Chera, I don't think he's going to make his buy for me. Ned Long, so finally a poor score from him, 65. Probably hold him one more week. Should score okay against the Crom. Should reach the 400k mark. Break even to 76. So he should just crawl across the line, I reckon. Hopefully he goes to 90 or something and just gets there. And then he can go next week or something. But I think there's bigger problems. Like, he's been pretty good. I'm not going to complain. One average score for what I paid for him. He's made a shit ton of money. It's not the kind of pick that I'd normally get on either. And again, shout out to Supercoach God. He convinced me in the end. So he's made 196k. Like, that's as good as any rookie. And he's put good scores on the field up until this week. So this is where things went badly for me. Husway at 27. Now, rookie roulette again, it killed me, you know. Try to go to averages. Husway, I think, was averaging like 75 odd before this shit. Lindsay had been a bit quiet lately. So, of course, Lindsay's the one that outscores him by 40 points, 45 points, whatever it is, 44. Yeah, I think Husway got subbed out. I didn't actually get to watch a lot of footy this weekend. I've had a pretty stressful week, and yeah, this one really hurt because if you look at who my flex was, it was Boxall. And the reason I did that is because I had a gut feel that he would do pretty well against Carlton. Seemed like that kind of game. And I thought if I could field him and get him there, it was a chance to try and I don't know, claw some points back on most of the people that wouldn't have had him on the field. But he shut the bed. And I thought, like, what's the worst that could happen, you know? Like, I look at the team and there's not really anyone there that I was worried about getting a really, really low score. Not even Huswaite. And then, so I thought if Boxall does shit the bed, like, whatever, I still get, he just doesn't replace anyone's score. I still get, like, the 22 decent ones. But did not expect that out of Huswaite. So it's really screwed me this week. So yeah, Boxall's kind of like just there now. Got shit Tog. Had a look, it was like 50 to 60% or something like that. What's even the point in playing, honestly? So yeah, Lindsay 71. That was a good thing, I guess. So break even of 36. So he's survived another week. And with the way cash gen is, like with the lack of good rookies available, a guy like Lindsay probably worth holding him even longer. Yeah, you just need like one really good score and he'll be making money again, like big money. So, you know, it's better than bringing in someone that is only an off chance to even stay in the team. Gross 46. He could have had a decent score, actually. Like, I saw him get run down right at the end of the game. Kind of cost them the game. Had he gone and either scored that goal or set up a goal, he probably would have got a ton of points and he would have scored probably at least, you know, a 60, 65, and I would have been happy with that. But yeah, he's fallen off a bit. Break even of 44, so he's 170k and he's probably going to just make his break even or lose money this week. Hopefully he's not sub, so he's got a fighting chance, but who knows? Like, McQualter does really weird shit with his players. And then, yeah, Campriali didn't play again. And because Carlton had an earlier game, and they do this week as well, I still can't use him as a loop, so this sucks. Yeah, Cameron 113. Again, like, he's that 113 to 115 kind of average. It's where he's been hovering all year. Normally I wouldn't be upset with that, but yeah, I've gone through it before. Like, because Cherry and Gawn are just absolutely smashing everyone now. It looks like a bad pick, so yeah, it's backfired. It was the wrong year to go for an alternate ruck setup. I guess, like, I went into the season, I didn't want to pay over 600k for anyone really, and I thought age regression would finally get Gawn, and he started off kind of slow as well, so I thought this is alright, but you know, I should never have doubted him. I've had him in my team every year, I reckon, since like 2018 or something, so of course this happens the year that I don't have him. And then TDK 104, like, he's lost his ceiling at the moment. He's just kind of scraping by those like low tons and shit. So I'm not going to get rid of him. It's tempting to just like make a couple of trades and try and get Cherry, but the fact is he's out of reach. Like, Cherry's like 680k now and Gawn's like 730. So even if I did, like, there's so much money. Better off just trying to get the rookies off the field and then hope that they come down at some point and I can make these trades later. The thing that's fueling me, like, I'm not stupid. Like, I know I'm not going to get a good rank now, but I can try and get something respectable. And the thing that's fueling me there is the guy that came first last year. He never had Luke Ryan, and there was a couple others as well, like real high scorers. So yeah, mind you, I can't see Cherry or Gawn doing what Ryan did and really fallen off second half of last year. But anyway, you got to live in hope. Petrarca 99, that's fine. It's about where I expect him to be, around that 100 mark. Smith, another huge one. Smith, McRae. So yeah, everyone's got them. Whatever. Always say that. Daniel, though, is the one that people are starting to get rid of. I think he's already getting traded out a lot this week. So 11%. Expect that will rise. I'm going to hold him. I think he'll be alright. Like, North have Richmond. And then, who are they got after that? They got Collingwood. Collingwood normally give up points, I think, to the half-back types. Ball should be down there a lot too against them. Okay, then he's got his bye. Maybe I hold to the bye. I don't know. Yeah, it's a lot of money on his head though. What's his break even? 121. Jesus. He could get that against Richmond. He's not like my favourite player or anything, but he can easily do it. So I don't know. Again, I think there's bigger problems to get rid of. Um, yeah, I'll work out my trades later in the week. I haven't had a chance yet to really look at anything. Dillthorpe 113, really happy with that. He was back in form. Should do alright, I think, this week against Collingwood as well. They got a pretty short defence. He's kind of hard to stop anyway. The only one that's really managed to get a hold of him this year, I think, was Wiedering. And Wiedering's obviously a really good player, so what's he done? Yeah, everything else has been alright, I think. I was worried about that hand injury or the finger injury, but yeah, he seems all good now. He's just so bloody versatile. Like, no crom bias or anything, but he's a really good player. I'm kind of shocked at how quickly he came on as well. Power Pepper back down to earth, the 53, so he'd been really good until last week. And his score wasn't too bad, but yeah, I thought he'd do better in the showdown. Normally he fires up. He's that kind of guy. But yeah, the Crom defense was pretty solid actually, so he wasn't able to really throw his weight around like he normally would. So he's got to go this week, I think. I don't know how I'm going to do it though. How am I going to get another mid in there? I don't know. I'll have to have a look at it. But off the top of my head, it means I'd have to trade one of these guys, and I don't really want to because unless it's Lindsay, but there's not really enough money on any of them to get it done. I'd almost have to boost and go 2 downgrades and upgrade one of these. And there's not even 2 downgrades available in my opinion. Like you could go what's his name? El Hawley from Essendon, but like he's 150k. It's not ideal either. I don't know. It feels like kind of just gonna have to run with it for one more week with like a Huswaite there, or probably Lindsay against Brisbane. The thing is, if I put Lindsay in this week, he's probably going to go a 30 and Huswaite will probably go back to 70s. No matter what way I do it, I guarantee it's going to backfire and go the other way. But yeah, the ones I'm looking at is Bice, Power Pepper. But yeah, if I can somehow swing it, it's got to be one of these guys in the middle. So Hall got another good score, so 77. He's back down to a low break even. Well, 37 actually, but you know, he's broken the 300k mark, which is nice. He's made nearly 200k now, so that's been a really good pick. This is what I mean about those guys, like with the lack of cash gen, if you just hold on to them, they only need like a few good scores and they'll put that extra money on top rather than bringing in like a Gross or whoever who's really made not much. So 56k total. Now I bought him and Carroll as money makers rather than upgrading that week, and neither of them have made much money at all. And Flynn was the other one I bought in that week, and he's gone already because as soon as I saw BJ Williams in there, I don't think he's going to make too much more money. So had to get Boxall, I think, to make the upgrade, and it kind of backfired. I think Flynn scored like an 80. Boxall absolutely shit the bed, or I should say Ross Lyon did. But yeah, it got me ranking. So, you know, at this point, who gives a shit? Like, look at the team, look at the rank. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it anymore. And then there's Cleary as well. He got a 35. So, what's he? 260 now. Break even at 55. He may have to go as well, or he's going to start losing money. He's such an erratic scorer. Like, there was a time there where it looked like he was good for like a 70 or 80, but yeah, not good at all. But then again, I might hold him because he's got a history here of scoring 80s and shit. So, you know, 1 or 2 more of them and he could go up again. He could reach 300k, I guess. Same as Hull. I think it's a similar scoring pattern from the look of it. What's he done? Yeah, it's pretty similar. So he just needs a little run like this or something and he should be alright. So I think I'll hold on to Cleary. And now I'm stuck with Boxall. Hopefully he keeps his spot this week and can, like, even if he makes 100k in the end, I'll be happy. So yeah, it's a bit dire in terms of cash gen. prior break even of 30, so probably keep him another week. It's going to be slow money from here, but that 93 is good. We'll stay in the system. Yeah, so the trades I did this week, what were they? Now I can't even remember. It was Flynn out for Boxall and Davidson out for Rankin. So I had money left over from the week before, and I've still got 60k left over for this week. So it gives me a few options, I guess, but it's going to be pretty bad. Who are people trading in? Buse, that's weird. I think he scored like a 90, which is unusual for him because he's usually good for a 30 or something, and I don't know if he's going to keep his spot in the team. I'll have to have a look into that one. Cooper Simpson, what did he get? It's not the greatest break even, to be honest. Oh, he's only played one game. Okay. A 53. Probably got bad job security, I would say. There's like Erasmus and that floating around, so... Day week, so even is that? This is part of my problem too. I haven't been watching football as much lately. Like I've just been flat out with everything else. Break even at 8. Has he only played one game, obviously? 33. Jesus, people are getting desperate. Yeah, I don't think I'll be going there. There's too much sub risk with El Hawley as well. And I know like a lot of people start to trade in players because they don't give a shit about the cash gen anymore because they're close to a finished team, but I'm not there. Like I've still got to get rid of ideally Roberts, Bice, Chera, Long, Hustwaite, or whoever's in this position. Power Pepper, probably Daniel, maybe Thilthorpe, or probably Thilthorpe, I would say. Wait and see though, because I think that he can recover his scoring and keep doing like 100 average. Like he was for the first month or whatever. It's really that hand injury hurt him and a couple other things, but yeah, I think if the Crom are playing good, he'll be fine. So yeah, I don't know. Like I've only got the 20 trades left, and then at the end, or whenever it pops up, I'll be hopefully, if they start to come down, I'll be jumping on Cherry and Gorn. Still need a flex as well, so Boxall, he ain't it. What I might end up doing, to be honest, is I don't know, if I get enough money in an ideal world, I'd probably just put Cameron as the flex and run 3 rucks there. But I don't think I'm going to get in a position where I can have like, an extra floating primo or value primo on the bench, even if they're DPP. But I don't know. Wait and see. Anything can happen. But yeah, it's not great. Anyway, let me know how you went for the round and what you plan to do this week. If you got any advice for me, go ahead. I'm all ears. Like it's at that point now. I've never been a channel to tell you guys what to do, really. But yeah, you can certainly tell me. So yeah, hopefully this week, I say it every week, I'm hoping I can get enough time to do a trade video at the end of the week. But I don't know. As I said, things are pretty hectic at the moment. But yeah, hopefully. So yeah, cheers for watching this video, and hopefully I'll see you in that one.